Okay, one of the authors that I love the most and has had a great impact on my life and a huge impact on the practices that I work with is a gentleman by the name of Stephen Covey and his book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In that book, he talks about the 4 quadrants of time management. And what I'm going to do now is just give you a brief overview of each one of those quadrants, and then I'm going to tell you which one is the most important, that has the biggest, highest impact, highest return on investment for our time invested of all the quadrants, okay? So here it is, 4 quadrants of time management. And as we rise up, it's all about how important the things are that we're trying to manage. And then we go, this one's a little different. We go from right to left for sense of urgency, okay? So number 1, the first quadrant, these are the things that we have to do. Our jobs, it's so important that we show up for our jobs, right? And we get work done at our jobs, that's how we get paid. And that also helps us take care of our family. So those are 2 of the most important things that are absolute necessity, okay? The second quadrant, this is where we invest our time and get the biggest return on investment. This is what leads to extraordinary productivity at work and in your family and in your personal life, okay? Quadrant 3, this is just distractions. I'm not going to spend much time here because it's really a waste of time. And quadrant 4, this is where we waste time. We could actually get fired by spending time in that quadrant. So what I want to do is focus on quadrant 2. And Stephen Covey made the term rocks famous, okay? And many business people now use the term rocks. They are 90-day priorities. What absolutely needs to get done the next 90 days. Now, it's very important what types of rocks we choose because they determine how well the practice just keeps growing, striving forward, making great progress quarter after quarter. Let me give you an example of what a high payoff, high return investment looks like for a quadrant 2 activity. Let's say a lumberjack has 10 logs to cut. He goes out, he cuts the first log. It takes him 30 minutes to cut the first log. So he decides, you know what? I'm going to take 15 minutes and I'm going to sharpen this saw. He really gets the saw sharpened. He goes back to work. The next 9 logs only take him 10 minutes each to cut through. That's a 2-to-1 return on investment. Instead of taking 30 minutes, he was now able to cut through each log in 10 minutes. That's what I mean by quadrant 2 activities. So remember once I talked about Henry Ford saying thinking is one of the hardest things to do. That's why so few people engage in it. Well, quadrant 2 activities require some thinking and then some activity, some installation work. So what are some other awesome quadrant 2 high payoff items or rocks? 1, planning and prevention, getting ahead of things. Key process installation. What are things we can do to make the processes go faster? High impact goals. What can we put in place this quarter that will help us quarter after quarter after quarter in the future? Key relationship building. Remember, our business is full of people. People need to communicate well. One thing that really enhances communications when they build those relationships up, they learn a little bit more about each other and how they can work together best. It's proactive work, getting in front of things, and it's creative thinking. And it's time for ourselves to be learning and learning about new things and renewal activities to refresh us and keep us happy. So rocks, quadrant 2 activities that have high impacts on the business, high impacts on your life. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Are you guys using rocks, something like this? I'd love to know.